a todos, mi nombre es Carlos Joy Moises. Esta entrevista es con el señor Norm Breyfogle, uno de los grandes artistas de Batman de los años. Esto es para artes9.com y Comic Mania. Norm, it's a pleasure meeting you. Let me tell you something.
What's your name again?
My name is Carlos, but you can call me Joey. Long story. But let me just say this. Usually, I'm very able talking and coming up with questions, but when I meet one of my idols, I become a mush mouth. So I'm very
fun.
I'm trying to put the nerves down, because let me tell you something.
You're gonna make me a mush mouth.
No.
Up.
No, let's not do that, because let me tell you something. I love your work. I love everything you did in Batman.
Thank you.
It's very sad that you're not doing it anymore, because now Batman is in its worst phase ever. The whole new 52, it's just been a mess. The only things that I'm enjoying is Scott Snyder stuff with Breyfogle. Everything else is just a waste of my time. But with you guys,
I've only read the first issues of each of the new 52,
and what do you think?
And a couple in between that the editors have sent me. So I haven't been following them. To me, I think most of the dislike would come from it just being a new era. It's not the era you grew up with.
You know,
I mean, the artwork's good.
I try to be very tolerant.
But I think some of the changes, the cosmetic changes, like the costume changes, they're not really that important. But if they're not that important, then they're not that bad either.
Well, you know, to me, it's not so much about the era, it's the kind of stories you're telling. What I liked about the time that you did Batman Detective Comics with Alan Grant,
yeah.
You're telling big classic stories, very like 1 or 2 issue stories, maybe a 4-issue arc.
Oh, well, I agree with you there.
But you were trying
I've always preferred stories that don't just seem to go on forever with no ending.
And you would take one of the villains.
It's a marketing point. It's to get people to come back because they want to see where the story goes, not knowing that the story is going to keep going.
Yeah, like for example, you know, they did the whole Night of the Owls thing, right?
I don't know about that.
Oh, well, they did this whole thing called Night of the Owls.
In the New 52?
In the New 52. It took forever. You had to buy
Batman or Detective or what?
Batman, Detective, Catwoman, Nightwing, just the whole thing.
Oh, was that the one where they brought in Earth 2 or 3 or whatever it was with Owlman?
No. What happens is there's a secret society in Gotham that nobody knew about, right?
Okay.
And they're trying to kill Batman because he's going against their plans.
Yeah.
And they have these people that are zombies. They're called Talons, and they're the enforcers of the Night of the Owls, or the Court of the Owls.
Literally zombies?
Yeah. They put these things in your mouth, right? And over time, you die, and then when you become ready to come back, and then they can freeze
that
you.
That sounds like something out of Batman Beyond.
Yes.
What kind of technology is that? We don't have that today.
No, and you know who's going to be a Talon?
That's been true for a long time.
They will recruit the Talons from the Haley Circus. So of course Dick Grayson was going to be the new Talon of this era. And I'm like, what? No. Just tell me classic stories, detective stories.
I can't voice an opinion about a story I haven't read.
I know, but I don't recommend you do it. But it got to be too ridiculous. What I liked about the stuff that you did.
It's always been ridiculous. Too ridiculous for you.
Yeah, exactly. There's a certain level that
a guy from Krypton with powers that can juggle planets, not too ridiculous.
Oh no, it's completely ridiculous.
Zombies, too ridiculous.
No, it's completely ridiculous. But sometimes the way they tell you the story, like Grant Morrison did the whole Batman Rest in Peace, the whole Return of Bruce Wayne, and Batman was traveling through time while being a time bomb.
I remember hearing about that. I didn't read those stories.
But the thing is,
one thing that bothered me was Batman Incorporated. The idea of having all these different Batman. That lessens the uniqueness of Batman. I thought that was a bad. I haven't read it, but I think it's a bad idea.
The thing is,
and I like Grant Morrison's writing generally. At least I have in the past.
Yeah.
I haven't been reading comics fluently or regularly for a long time.
That's very sad.
Well, I don't get complimentary copies, and I live in a small town, so we don't have a comic store. There are a couple. I can get some comics if I want to at a couple stores, but it's not like I can get a complete run of anything. Plus, I've been a professional for so long that I'm not really that interested in reading comics. I will pick up an issue every now and then just to stay in touch with the feel of comics. Okay, you know, with trends and illustration and things like that. But the last time I was reading comics more regularly, I like Grant Morrison stuff, even though a lot of people complain, because it's very high concept, and I like that part of it.
The thing that I like about Grant Morrison, even when things are too ridiculous, like in Animal Man, when Animal Man meets Grant Morrison, is the way he makes it plausible, little by little.
Right.
You know? And that's the things that I don't like about so many comics right now. They don't take the time to make you understand the plausibility of the ridiculousness they're trying to tell you.
Well, like I said, I'm not reading them, so I can't comment.
Nah,
Really.
it's okay, but the thing is, what we need to do to talk about it is the time you did it in Batman. Like the stuff that you remember, the stuff that you like, the stuff that you're proud of. And of course, I have to talk about my favorite Batman comic that you ever did. It's an Elseworlds, Batman Holy Terror. I love it. I adore it. But we have to cut because not YouTube has all these things about, they have to, being able to upload something for 5 minutes, 5 minutes long. So we're going to cut right now. Ahorita regresamos, no se vayan ni una parte, continuamos con Norm Breyfogle.